Hey Fae folk, welcome and welcome back. So for today's video, we are doing another top 10 video, and for today we're focusing on Nanana surprise dolls, which sounds weird, like it feels kind of weird to say it just because it has been so long since I have even mentioned Nanana surprise on the channel, let alone done like a dedicated video for them. But here we are. I have said in the past that I think Nanana surprise as a brand has had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of bad, a lot of good as well. Just like honestly, completely all over the place. There have been several times where I and many other people thought that the brand was done for and was going to end up being canceled, only for them to come back with something a little bit different. They're kind of a funky brand. Like they're just kind of a weird spot. For me personally, I have definitely fallen off Nanana. I don't even know if they are still around because, again, we're kind of in that zone where I think they have the third series of the mini surprises on shelves, but like I haven't heard a lot about them, so who knows what's going on with them. But yeah, on like a personal note, I just don't really feel as connected to Nanana Surprise anymore. I still have a few of their dolls, and I still definitely like some of their dolls, hence doing a top 10 video or like being able to do a top 10 video. But yeah, I don't feel like buying new ones is really in the cards for me, at least right now. Obviously, that could change if Nanana does like another resurgence and comes out with something really cool. But yeah, for me, I feel like my most recent thoughts of Nanana, first of all, there haven't been thoughts. They really haven't been in my brain at all. But my most recent thoughts have been slightly more negative, which is a shame. But we're going to turn that around today. There is going to be a bottom 10 Nanana video coming out a little bit later. So like we'll be negative in that one. But for now, I want to focus on the good that came out of Nanana Surprise. And I want to talk about what I personally think are their top 10 best dolls. Of course, these are just my opinions, and you are absolutely free to disagree with me. Let me know your thoughts on these dolls and like your personal favorites in the comments down below. Just please do be civil if we happen to disagree. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. If you find yourself enjoying the video, if you could like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. But yeah, I think that's enough rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the dolls. Now, as per usual, we are going to be starting out in 10th place and working our way up to first place because it's way more fun that way. So for the 10th spot on today's list, we have Chloe Kitty, who is a Nanana mini. Some of the Nanana characters were available in like their standard size and then also the mini size, but I don't believe that is the case for this doll. I think she was only available as a mini. And okay, a lot of this is just my cat bias. You're going to see that a few times here. If you don't know, like if this is your first video that's like popped up of mine, I love cats to an ungodly degree. Like I just really, really love cats. So I am a little bit biased here. I also do think like the mini Nananas are particularly cute to me. I think at this point in my collection, I have more minis than any other size of the Nananas. So there is that. I just think she's charming. Like I think the like face for the Nanana minis honestly doesn't work well, in my opinion, in the stock photos. Like I do feel like they look slightly uncanny in the stock photos, but I like them a lot more in person. I don't know what it is. I just feel like they look cuter in person, but in person, I feel like the Nanana minis have really, really cute faces. Obviously wild proportions, but like I think it works. And the like sort of rain hat almost with the cat ears is adorable. I like the whole outfit. I just feel like she's got a cute little vibe. I like the scale and everything of the minis. And yeah, I think she was a cute doll. Obviously not like cute enough to make it higher on this list, but I'm happy that she exists in the world. Coming in at 9th place for me, we have Keiko Koinobori. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I really do like this doll a lot, and I feel like she had so much potential. I don't own this doll. I did think about getting her for quite some time. She was a Nanana teen, so she was a little bit bigger than like the standard size of the Nanana dolls. But I just thought she was so, so beautiful. I love the hair blend that they chose for this doll. I think her lily pad hair accessories are really cute, and her dress is so nice. It's like relatively simplistic, but I do feel like the detail that is added is just so elegant and so beautiful. And I also think she had little koi fish in her heels because like she is a koi fish themed doll. However, at this point, because I believe this was from the last line of the Nanana teens, and I do feel like they had definitely started running into some like budgeting issues, or just they weren't caring enough to put in the full quality that the line could have had, because the pattern on the dress doesn't like continue around to the back. It's hard to see here, but you can just barely see on the left side of this photo where there's like the scale pattern at the bottom of her dress. You can just barely see the little bit of white on the side there where it like hits the seam and it doesn't continue the pattern to the back. And that just really bothers me. And like, I know it's relatively small, and also I'm supposed to be focusing on the positives this video, sorry. But that's what stopped me from getting her, is because I feel like she had so much potential and has such a cool design, but the quality just wasn't there. So that's why I never bought her. But flipping back to the positive where we're supposed to be, I still think this is an amazing design. Honestly, I think that if she had had the full quality, she would have been up higher on this list, because I just think she's so elegant and beautiful. And again, I love the color scheme. I do love yellow and orange. So, like, that is a little bit of a bias there. I just think this is a really fun concept for a doll, and I wish that she could have been better executed. But even with the somewhat lackluster execution, she's still really, really cool. So she still deserved, in my opinion, to be in ninth place. Moving on to number 8, we are going to be talking about Julie Joyful, who was a standard size Nanana doll. I believe also available in a mini, but like her standard size to me is just so pretty. I never bought this doll, but I feel like she is, generally speaking, kind of a more popular Nanana character, and I can totally understand why. She is, of course, panda themed. All of the Nanana dolls, if you didn't know, had like an animal theme for the most part. I think there was like only 1 or 2 lines that didn't have. Well, maybe 3. At the beginning, they were all like animal themed, and then they kind of like started doing some other stuff. Anyway, though, she is panda themed. Mostly it's her dress. Like, her shoes are also really beautiful, but I just think this dress is absolutely stunning. The volume of it is really, really pretty. The printing on it with the flowers is adorable. The fact that there are some 3D flowers added on there, I just feel like this is really, really exceptional. It seems, again, I can't like speak firsthand because I don't have the doll, but it seems like it's nice quality, and she looks really just stunning. That's the only word I can think of. She's definitely an eye catcher to me. And I think the only reason she's not up higher on the list is just because I've never had the personal desire to like purchase her or like try to purchase the doll or whatever. So on my personal list, she is, here kind of more towards the bottom. But objectively speaking, I do think this is definitely a standout design from Not Enough Surprise. So she had to be on the list in some capacity. Next up, we have to talk about Liling Luck, who is a lucky cat themed doll. And so again, you're seeing a little bit of that cat bias here. I just think she's really precious. I didn't end up getting her because if I recall, these were like really expensive. Like, one of the big things for me personally with Nanana has been like their prices. I just think are absolutely outrageous. And I want to say this doll retailed for like $25, which, for the fact that they are a smaller doll with very limited articulation that don't come with extra accessories, I was like, that's a little too much for me. However, I can still appreciate her design, and her design is so stupidly cute. Yes, it's a cat, so of course I'm going to be into it, but I really do just think she's so, so cute. The sweater and the fact that she's got like this little bell necklace, so it's kind of reminiscent of like the bell collar on a lucky cat, the like coloration of the hat and everything. It's so cute to me. Like, she's adorable, and that's really all I can say. So she had to be on here. Then in 6th place, we do have a bigger Nanana doll from the Nanana Teens line. This is Piper Prim. Yes, this is another cat. I told you it was going to be a theme. I do actually have this doll, but she's looking a little lackluster post-move, and I haven't had time to fix everybody up. Her hair's kind of a disaster and everything. So I wasn't going to like show her off on camera. I'd rather just show you the stock photo of how she looks in her prime. This doll did come with a bunch of extra like clothing pieces and accessories, which was super cool. She also came with like a whole carrying case that, like, I guess if you are younger, you would use as a proper carrying case. But for me, it has been extremely convenient to use for storing extra doll clothing. So that's lovely. But overall, I just think she has a super, super cute design. Definitely having the extra pieces helps bump her up in the list for me. But the like pastel rainbow color scheme is absolutely adorable. And the kind of periwinkle color of her hair is so pretty. I feel like it's not the most common like hair color in dolls. And I mean, dolls have literally every hair color under the sun, right? But this one in particular just feels a little bit different. It feels like it stands out to me. I just think she is absolutely precious. And she was honestly one of the first ones that I thought of when I was like trying to compile this list. So of course she deserved to be here. Breaking into the top 5, we are starting out with Leona White. Also, it is raining, so I very much doubt that it is going to like be audible because I just now noticed it, but it did start raining. So sorry in advance, especially if it gets bad. I'm hoping it won't thunder or anything. We'll find out. Anyway, the video goes on. Leona White is who we are focusing on. She's so pretty. She is just so pretty, and honestly, that's really all I have to say. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. I want to say she's a snow leopard, which I am a sucker for a snow leopard whenever me and my husband go to the zoo. I love getting to see them. They're such beautiful animals. So There is that, but I also really like the like red in her design because obviously a snow leopard is, black and white and gray. Like there's not a lot of color there. I love the pop of red, and the rhinestoning on her outfit I think is really really cute too. I just think this is a very well done design. Like I feel like in general Nanana clothes are not hyper detailed the way you might see from like LOL OMG clothes or some of the better Rainbow High clothes. But even though this design isn't necessarily the most intricate piece of doll clothing I have seen, it does feel very effective in its design. It feels very purposeful and very pretty. And so it's nice because it feels like it's something that's relatively simple when you compare it to other brands especially, but it's so pretty still and so effective. And she's just an absolute stunner to me. I love her. Breaking into fourth place is another doll that I do have, and her hair is looking better, so I can show her off to you guys, and that is Gretchen Stripes. I just love that this doll exists because I honestly think she is maybe one of the funniest dolls in my collection, and I love that for her. She is a raccoon, and her entire outfit, minus her shoes, is trash. And I just think that is honestly so like funny and I don't know if I'm using this word right because I truly don't understand the concept, but this might be camp. I just think it's so wild that they were like, oh yeah, raccoons are known for digging in the trash to like forage for food scraps. So let's give this doll literal trash clothing. Her skirt is a garbage bag with like little bits of trash poking out. And then her top is like the Nanana version of those generic, like, thank you plastic bags. And I just genuinely think this is so funny and so fun. I love how unique this is because there's not another doll that I know of that has garbage themed clothing. And I love that Nana wasn't surprised at this point in time. Wasn't surprised. That was not the right word. I love that Nana Surprise at this point in time in their brand wasn't afraid to do the weird thing and take the risk and give her garbage clothing because like they could have done anything else with their raccoon theming, right? Like they could have given her any clothing and just kind of like slapped the raccoon hat on there and called it a day. But the fact that they gave her garbage clothes is so much more fun and so much more unique to me. And like I have had more Nanana dolls in the past. I've sold a decent number of them just because I kind of fell out of love with those. Gretchen is one that I can confidently say will always have a place in my collection because even though, sorry, Gretchen, she's definitely not like my favorite doll that I own, period. I think that she is so unique and so funny. And I just genuinely love, again, how unique the concept is and how, frankly, weird the concept is. And I wish more dolls would do stuff like this because it's just like, it's hilarious. The only other one I can think of that's comparable is a doll brand that didn't even actually get to come out, the Trash and Alley dolls, where they were supposed to be like anthropomorphic rats, basically. So their clothes would have been kind of garbage inspired too. But I mean, that line, like I said, didn't actually end up getting produced. I wish it had because I think it's weird, I think it's fun, and I feel like we need more dolls that are honestly just silly like this. Starting off the top three is another doll that I do have, and I feel like this one's kind of a classic Nanana surprise doll, and it's Tuesday Meow. She has had a few different renditions. She has definitely gotten a mini doll before, and I think she also had like a bedroom set or something like that where she had a different outfit, but this is like the classic Tuesday Meow, and I just love her. Yes, it's another cat, okay. I can only apologize for that so much, and honestly, I'm not even sorry because cats are superior. But she is so adorable. She's definitely one of the dolls that I think of when I think of the Nanana Surprise brand as a whole. She just feels so quintessential to the brand, and for good reason. She is such a cutie. I feel like her clothing is relatively well made, especially when you compare it to some of the worst Nanana dolls. Like this feels nicer. She's got these adorable little purple pigtails. She's just a cutie, and like that is all I can say, which I feel like doesn't make for very good content, so I'm sorry. But look at her. You know I'm right. The number two spot is going to go to Janelle Jaguar, specifically this version of her, which again, I believe was like a bedroom set. She's another one that like Tuesday had several different renditions. I actually do have like the mini version of her, but I love this outfit specifically. I just think it is so fun. There were so many occasions where I saw this doll in store when she was like available, like just retail. And I thought about buying her so many times, and what held me back was the fact that she came with like the whole backpack and everything because I just didn't have a use for it, which is silly because at this point I'm like, you could have used that for storage, but at the time my brain just wasn't braining. I don't know. I think that's what was holding me back. Also, because she came with the backpack, she would have been more expensive. I can't account for the actions of past me. All I can say is that I am a little disappointed that I never bought her because I do think that she is super, super cute. I just think this, again, is like a really fun outfit. The leopard print kind of all over, especially the fade on the jeans, I think is a really fun design choice. And then adding in just those hints of fire. It's so random, but I do love it. So I can't really explain this one aside from to say that I'm a little bummed that I didn't buy her. And I think that her design overall just feels really fun and I really enjoy it. And that brings us to the number one spot, which is yet again a doll that I have. And I do have to shout out Chad Marvelous for this one because quite some time ago, he sent me a package with some dolls in it. And one of the dolls was like the mystery box of the Nanana Surprise Series 2. And this is the doll that I got out of that. And quite frankly, I have not been the same since. This is the mini Bebe Groovy doll. I will have the stock photo up so you can like actually see her because she's real tiny. So she's kind of hard to see if I'm just like, here we go. But I love this doll so much. Part of it is that it was a gift. Like that obviously means something to me. I also do think she does have a really cute design. She's a rabbit. I love the like asymmetrical one-sided flower like graphic makeup that she's got going on, and her dress is just absolutely adorable. But what it really is the size and the hair. This was my first Nanana mini and it spurred me on to get I think 3 or 4 more, something like that. I just think the size is really cute. And again, like I said, I feel like the Nanana mini stock photos, the faces just look weird. Like they just don't look quite right. But in person, I was like, oh my God, this girlie actually has such a cute face. And her hair is so soft. Like, I mean, you see me, you see what I'm doing. Her hair is so soft and it has tinsel in it, which I know is not for everybody, but I like the little extra like texture of the tinsel. I also think it looks absolutely precious. And I just love holding this doll, which is not how I typically interact with my dolls. Like most of my dolls, I pose and like photograph and I just display and I kind of enjoy them by looking at them. I do like having the tactile experience of being able to pose my dolls, but especially like if I put a lot of effort into their outfit or their hair or something, I don't always want to spend a significant amount of time with them like physically in my hands because I don't want to mess them up. So like I don't typically think of myself as someone who uses dolls as a comfort item as much. Obviously no judgment to you if you do. Like everyone collects for different reasons and it's totally chill. But this doll has kind of started making me understand why people use dolls as comfort items. Like I do just feel soothed having her in my hands and like running my fingers through her hair. She's going to be my little therapy companion coming up soon here. And yeah, it's interesting to me because this is the first time I've held a doll and like felt that sort of comfort and like the feeling of just enjoying having the doll in your hands in like a very literal sense. Like not just, oh my gosh, I have this doll in my hands. She's so pretty. Like I love that she's in my collection. But like I literally like the feeling of touching the doll. Not a common feeling for me. So I think that's why she stands out is because even though there are other Nananas who objectively I like their designs more, this doll has just like had a very unique place within my collection because of how she makes me feel, and a very unique place within my collection because of like the fact that she kind of awoke that in me. And now there are other dolls that I also feel kind of similarly about. So she's always going to have a special place in my heart. And there was no doubt in my mind that she was going to be the number one choice for today's video because how could I not put her there? But yes, guys, that is going to be it for today. Those are my top 10 favorite Nanana surprise dolls. As I said before, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on the dolls I discussed. And also, if there's any dolls that you absolutely adore that I left out, feel free to drop those in the comments as well. I feel like Nanana, like I said, has been a brand that has kind of gone up and down, kind of been more in the collective doll collector consciousness and then less so. And so this is kind of an interesting one to do because I feel like right now most people don't like think tons about Nanana Surprise. So I wanted to give them their little spot in the limelight and be like, hey, look at all these cute dolls. Of course, in a couple videos, I'm going to be talking about their worst ones and ripping them apart. But for now, we can just focus on the good. So yeah, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this one. I hope y'all have a lovely rest of your day or night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.